Last time on Wanderlust.
You weren't captured by Lance's... Anyone on Lance?
As a rule, I stay away from that guy, actually. So, no. Smokey Banks is doing well. You guys are really killing it. Well, not... You're really living it right now.
Thanks for changing that wording.
Yeah. His settlement, not the case. And I got the impression that his, higher-ups were not thrilled with his performance. But I also don't think there's a lot of other people left to kind of hold it all together.
The mushrooms, they are spreading, they are trying to destroy the wild and integrate anyone who's willing to do it, or if you're not willing to do it.
Did you eat the mushrooms?
No, I didn't eat the mushroom. Have you ate the mushroom?
I haven't.
Has anyone in your town eaten the mushroom?
Yeah.
Have you tried anything?
I haven't had anything work, but I have some stuff we could test on.
What have you tried?
I've tried to make antifungal agents and seen if they worked, and they have not. Do you just want me to meet you out there?
We'll start walking your way and
Okay.
meet you on a way.
I'm not I'm not the highest ranked person in my settlement. I am the second-ish highest ranked person in my settlement. The colonel who is in charge of it, he might not welcome guests well. So my suggestion would be we'll just kind of try to lay low on the getting in and using my lab thing. I don't think he'll be violent, but if you think I'm paranoid, he is worse. You turned around and looked, and then you turned back and looked down the stairs, and there are armed guards and an old man in a very crisp uniform walking up the stairs towards you. I believe it was Fred. You see a older guy in a very crisp uniform walking up a flight of stairs towards you.
Heck, I completely forgot what we were doing. I was trying to remember where we were, what we were doing, and then until you said that, I'm like, oh crap, that's what we were doing.
Mm-hmm. Walking up the stairs towards you, meanwhile everyone else is in the lab behind you. That's where we're picking up.
Am I pretty sure that he saw me?
Okay, let me maybe paint the picture for you clearly. You're standing at the top of a flight of stairs, looking down the flight of stairs, which is 20 steps, at a guy walking up the stairs, looking at you. So, yeah. You're not behind a dresser. There's not a door. This is just, he's walking up a flight of stairs and you're looking down the flight of stairs.
Okay.
I will say, this circumstance is on the back of you guys failing 10 rolls in a row, so,
Hey, I roleplayed a panic attack for character.
And the dice did too.
I regret nothing.
Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say rather loudly, hoping that everyone else in the rest of the room, or in the other room, however this is laid out, can hear me. Oh, hey there, how's it going? Just kind of give him a wave.
Juliet's going to give a panicked look at Lance, but not say anything.
So, Fred, you say that, and the man who is has guards behind him stops midway up the stairs and just kind of looks at you. I have to assume that you are from that other settlement that our young Lance has brokered some kind of companionship with, I suppose.
What is Lance doing? Juliet is still staring at him like, do we hide? Do we go meet him? Just like, what's our next move?
I think Lance isn't moving right now.
What sort of, were we working on like computer screens or something?
Yeah. You were working at lab equipment, I guess, you know.
Okay. I think Juliet would be like saving and exiting.
Oh, like trying to make copies or, you know, or like trying to make sure it doesn't get deleted or whatever.
Yeah, more just like, making sure it doesn't get deleted, saving where she's at, like getting things to like a stable point and like closing it, you know?
Sure. Makes sense.
I don't think Estelle necessarily, like, I don't know if we've dealt with, like, printers or anything like that. So Estelle's quickly jotting down the most important information.
Okay.
Or test results.
Autumn's chilling.
Still reading Lance's diary.
Oh, he already caught me doing that, so I stopped doing that.
Okay, I think I know how I want to do this. Nothing gets past you there, does it? We were just kind of passing by. We weren't actually looking for this place, and we just kind of found it, and just kind of here to help out.
Naturally, and you, of course, entered in the most straightforward way possible through a gate, announcing yourself to me, the commander of this installation, certainly, and not utilizing any subterfuge or skullduggery. Certainly no underground tunnels were used, and you made all efforts to be clear with your intentions, I presume. Speaking of, do you have Lance in there with you?
Fred's gonna like turn over his shoulder and go, "Hey Lance, you in there?"
Please seize him at once. And the guards like push past him and start coming up the stairs towards you and just kind of like muscle you out of the way.
I'm not gonna fight him. I'll let him pass.
And grab Lance, who says nothing and is like led from the room, like kind of like looking down a little bit.
Can I slip my collapsible spear into my boot?
Sure. So after Lance is let out, this guy looks at you still just kind of like placidly and goes, "Might we have a conference with me and your friends that you have up there?"
I mean, was that really necessary? Like, Lance is a nice guy, right?
No, Lance is certainly not a nice guy. That is not to say that Lance is not a useful guy.
Is he the official liaison to our town? I feel that if he is, then he should be present in any meetings that we have.
I'll say at this point, he just kind of comes up the stairs and stands with all of you. That is a wonderful request. You could take it up with, I guess, Lance next time you see him. Even if he is the liaison to whatever this is, that doesn't mean he should be sneaking people into my facility without my permission, or without at least informing me, neither of which he did. So, for the time being, let's do away with any notion that Lance carries more authority than me, or that you carry any authority here, and rather let's discuss why you snuck in and what all of you are doing here.
Well, Fred, I believe already explained to you we were passing through, guessed that the settlement might be yours since we don't know of anyone else here, and we took the opportunity to meet.
To just stop by.
We didn't have any plans to visit, and I don't know what how the rest of your town might feel about other people being here. So we felt it might be best to keep that under wraps. If that was offensive, then we apologize, and can be on our way.
Typically sneaking into someone's stuff is, but all right. So that let me get back to the question at hand. What are you doing here?
It seems like you might have a problem with mycelial folks here, and that's something we want to avoid for everyone, and we take that very seriously. So we were investigating that.
You've been talking to Lance. I don't know that we have a problem with mycelial people here. I don't particularly know what you mean by that. This is a unkind mission that we are all on, and I have every confidence in the remainder of my people to see their job done.
Which is?
None of your business is what we're doing, why we're here.
Oh, right.
But either way, Lance has a flair for the dramatic. He tends to grow concerned with the physical inconvenience of his subordinates, even though it is their responsibility, their job to take certain risks. My point is that me and Lance have a differing opinion on how this settlement should be run. I believe we have a mission and we should complete that mission, and Lance is a coward. So you're here dealing with mycelial people, and you are going to...
Well, we'd like to prevent that from happening to anyone else. I don't know if that's a concern to you as well.
At the moment, we've had one isolated case, and it seems to be not catching, so I don't see much of a concern. It certainly isn't the largest source of pain that we've had up to this point, so I don't see any reason to bring in outside help.
Well, thank goodness you've had a scientist working on preventing its spread so far.
You have a far more generous read on the benefit that Lance has provided to me thus far. He was a inexperienced young man when he came here, and his time, unfortunately, under my tutelage, has not imbued him with the sense of grim practicality as I see it. Be that as it may,
Sorry, real quick. After that last sentence, Fred is going to kind of say under his breath, I mean, it takes two to learn anything. Basically implying that if Lance didn't learn, it's because he's a horrible teacher.
He just ignores that altogether. He does not care about, he's just plowing on, basically. Let me maybe then offer a first proper greeting. Hello. It is nice to meet all of you. I am trying to currently solve a problem, and that is I don't know what to do with all of you. Maybe we could work on this problem together. See, you have entered this place without my permission, and I don't like that. And you seem to do so in a not necessarily nefarious, but secretive way. I don't like that either. You seem to be friends with Lance. I don't particularly like that.
Friends is a strong word.
What word would you use?
Forced acquaintance.
Forced acquaintances. Well, now that does give me some hope. You're a forced acquaintance with Lance, and maybe that's less of marks against you, but I am now at an impasse as to what to do with you. Execution seems pretty harsh and might upset your people, but then again, people go lost in the wilds all the time. So it seems to be at least a passing option, unless I could think of some reason why I should keep the four of you alive. Lance, I know, is useful. There's no argument to be made there. He is very clever and has earned a modicum of respect amongst some people here. As for the rest of you, I am looking for a solution.
I mean, your town exists because we brought Lance back from the wilds, so...
I am unconvinced that Lance returning from his quest in the trees had anything to do with our salvation. I believe rather it was that all of us here have been trained to survive.
Well, from what I understand, you all have had an issue with your food production, which is why we've been helping you so far. We could take a look at what you've got going on and see if we can help you become more self-sufficient. I feel like that's a pretty good thing to keep us around for, especially if, feels like towns kind of keep moving around. We might not be close to you guys anymore at some point. Besides, I've been kind of wanting to see what kind of tech you guys have for that anyway. Just purely out of curiosity.
I don't hate that idea. Certainly I could use less complaints of meager rations from those that are left here, so that could be useful. Now, which of you are experts in food production?
Estelle raises her hand.
I have a question. Wouldn't we all be somewhat experts in this?
I mean, Juliet is going to say, all of us are necessary to the functioning of our town.
Yeah, you're gonna have to roll me some kind of deceit check on that.
No, that's not a deception at all. Here, let Fred say it. I mean, we kind of all are. That our town functions because everyone contributes to food and everything in town.
Okay, now roll me some kind of deceit check.
That's not a deceit check, though.
It is in that it does. Do any of you have knowledge of food production that Estelle doesn't have?
I'm a pharmaceutical biochemist. Yeah, I do.
That's one of you.
All of us work in the gardens, though. All of us, that is what we do.
I'm trying to explain this more clearly here. This is a line of BS, and he would be totally fine executing half of you and torturing the other half of you. He's not a nice man.
I mean, I guess, am I making a deception check then?
Roll me a deception check.
That is a better stat for you, Fred, is that or not, right?
That is one of my better things. That's why I wanted to be the one to set it.
Yeah.
I understand that Cody has made a decision, but since it's a stupid decision,
I've chosen to ignore it.
I'm just saying, I understand what you're saying, Cody, but you're also the person who tells me, experience is worth 10 times book knowledge. And I'm like, we all have very practical experience working a farm.
I'm not saying you don't have practical experience. What I am making the point of is, do any of you have unique practical food experience besides Estelle and kind of Juliet?
Kind of Juliet.
I made antibiotics, yo.
I feel like Juliet has more...
That's not food.
I feel like Juliet is the plant biologist and Estelle is the veterinarian.
Now, look, that's not what he asked, and that's not the information that you offered.
Roll that dice, Fred.
That is a 4.
Okay. One for each of us to live.
Very well. Well, all of you are guests here. I expect you to provide a benefit to me and to those of us that live here. Why the frick do you ever have a name generating website that you pull up because you quickly need to come up with a name and then it just starts blasting a commercial in your ears really loudly? Anyways, sorry about that.
Oh, hooray for forced ads.
I expect all of you to provide benefit while you are here, and if you do so, perhaps a more formal friendship will be possible.
We did have something else we were doing. I'm completely happy to assist your town, but we do have other places to be. It was not our intention to visit your town originally.
Where else do you have to be?
Out east.
Taking care of these fungus that you don't care about.
I need food growing in my town. I don't particularly care if there's a lot of mushrooms in the forest, so...
Do you care that the mushrooms are killing all the crops?
If you can stop the mushrooms from killing the crops here, that's what I care about.
That was our goal initially, and...
So I see. If I let you go, it will definitely benefit me immediately. You won't just leave, and then I never hear from you again.
We will leave and continue on our quest to stop the mushrooms. So, yes, that's a benefit to you.
He kind of tilts his head to the side and goes, "We'll see."
I get the feeling you don't really understand how collaboration works. Like, we're often a help, and you seem to think we're just gonna kind of like just run away.
I think you don't understand the circumstance you're in. I say guess. I should just... If you'd like me to not be coy and use less friendly language, you're prisoners here until I decide whether you're valuable enough to let live. 'Cause I see you as an immediate threat that a foolish member of this community, let's call it, allowed in with no permission from me. I know nothing about any of you, and all of you might be dangerous. You tell me that there's dangerous mushrooms that you have to stop. I've seen a lot of mushrooms, and never once has one of them stabbed me in the back, but Lance seems to have. So, I don't care about these mushrooms. I don't care about your opinions on the mushrooms. What I care about is if you can show us how to plant better, or grow food faster, or grow food that is resistant to whatever blight is floating around at the moment, I would be appreciative.
So do we have parameters here?
Parameters?
Yes, we give you X and then we leave. Since it seems to be a transactional relationship, we should define the terms of our transaction.
All right, let's say this. If you can convince me that you have solved my food issues in perpetuity, I will allow you to no longer be here.
I don't like that language.
What constitutes solving?
You're welcome to make some kind of insight check as to what he means.
Sure, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I mean, you could do it too.
Okay.
I don't need to make an insight check to know that he's a bastard.
Bad. 0.
Yeah, he seems up and up. Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't he let you leave?
3?
Yeah, you know. He probably isn't going to let you leave.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I was rolling to see what he had in mind to trick us.
He's not leaving.
Yeah. I mean, us being dead and thrown in the river is not being here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I just figured, like, his language, like, when you solve my problem in perpetuity, like, there's no way you can solve food problems in perpetuity.
Yeah, I guess I want to know from this insight, is there an answer that would satisfy him?
No, there's not.
Okay.
He's not on your side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and see, I came at it from the side of, if we solve his food problem in perpetuity, he doesn't need us anymore, and he'll make sure we're not here anymore.
Hey, you rolled a 0.
No, that's from Vinny, not from Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vinny, who always gets it. Yeah.
Vinny, who knows exactly how Cody thinks, therefore.
Even when he thinks he doesn't, definitely has. Yeah.
Yeah.
What that was implying was, if you're dead in the river, you're not here anymore. So technically, I'm not a liar.
Anyway, since Vinny's got it right, we have to do the other half for Vinny. I don't think that's actually right. Like, it's a good idea, but I think Cody's going a completely different direction. And now I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes convincing you you're wrong. Like, every time I play Mysterium with Cody, and he convinces everyone that their right ideas are wrong.
If you just keep talking, eventually you're right. That's all I've learned in my life.
I mean, something, monkeys with typewriters and Shakespeare.
That explains a lot about you.
Do you have a particular problem with food that you need solving?
He kind of sighs and goes, currently, the person that knows the most about that is probably in a brig cell somewhere, I suppose.
I'm guessing you mean Lance.
It's Lance. Lance is the person that knows.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean Lance.
So do we get to talk to him? If we're going to solve this problem?
I suppose with supervision, it could be allowed.
All right. Where are we staying?
There are many empty buildings that you are welcome to, I suppose. And then he kind of like looks pointedly at Guffy. Typically, livestock is not allowed, but I suppose...
Not livestock. You have pets back home?
We don't typically have pets
Well,
here.
good for you, he's well trained.
Well, that makes one of you all
Guffy growls at that.
well trained. All right. Fix my food issue. I will send Lance to you after he is reprimanded, and I expect regular reports.
Oh, I'm very thorough.
Delightful. Make it readable, if you would be so kind. He turns and leaves.
He's like gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
His guards traipsed after him.
Well, they left with Lance, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha. How did Maul stay here? Why didn't she just turn around when she came in?
I don't think she was given a choice immediately.
I was gonna say, I think what happened to her is the exact same thing that is happening to us. Speaking of which, did she head back towards Smoky Banks? She didn't hang out around the boat, did she?
I'm trying to remember. I had the impression that she was like working her way back to town. Is that correct, Cody?
She was heading back to Smoky Banks. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
As far as I know, she was heading back to town. Wish I'd asked more questions about how she escaped before, besides blowing things up.
I think that will be the least of our concerns. I think we're not under heavy guard. We just have to jump a wall.
I'm guessing, though, that since they know we're here now, they're going to be on the lookout, make sure we don't leave. And I'm guessing it's going to be a shoot on sight if we are trying to leave.
He does not seem to have qualms about us perishing while we're here. I suppose while we're unsupervised, we should maybe gather some information about leaving. See if we can leave the way we came in. Or if there's a different avenue that is less guarded. Now that maybe things have shifted to guard the thing that we came in through.
Well, something I want to suggest is maybe we don't talk about this type of stuff inside the buildings here, because I'm sure they have all kinds of listening devices and might be able to monitor us wherever we are.
I'm also okay. I mean, obviously we should work on leaving to take care of the mushroom situation, but I'm also okay taking a minute to figure out what's going on around this town.
Also, this seems like better tech than we have to figure out a way to stop the mushrooms. Like, you have access to their science center. You can kind of do whatever you want as long as we make it look like we're helping the farm.
I mean, I think that kind of doing both is what we're trying to do, right? Because the mushrooms are part of the problem, and if we can solve the one, we might solve the other.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's at least a good place to start.
So we keep working here?
For a little bit, we can keep doing tests, too, on the mushrooms and try and get a better idea of what to do about them, Juliet.
So, Autumn and Fred, do you want to go take a look at their garden situation while Estelle and I keep working here, and then we can share notes?
We also are talking to Lance. Who wants to do that?
I figure we can all do that maybe after we get some more information, work on this a bit more.
Works for me.
All right. Which half of this do we want to do first?
I can go. Let's go. Me and Fred can go do the gardens.
All right. So you and Fred walk out, and like as soon as you walk down the steps, like and start walking, you just immediately notice that there's two guys following you.
Okay. I mean, I don't think we really expected any different.
Do you just ignore them for right now? That's fine if that's what you want to do.
Do they look like guys, or do they look like they might be straw men?
They got faces.
Got it.
As you leave, there's like the initial settlement, and then you can see like not like walled off, but like I guess you wouldn't necessarily be able to see it, but like nearby they have like roughly fenced off, somewhat cultivated land that they've been using to try to grow crops. So you can make your way out there and try to investigate that. You're not going to get murdered for that. But before you do that, what information are you looking for, and how are you looking for it?
I am looking for ways out.
Oh, so you're not. This is fake. You're just looking for ways out.
Autumn is.
Okay, no, that's fine. What about you, Fred?
I mean, I guess I'll like actually look at what they have for food production, so that it looks like we're actually doing what we're supposed to do.
Okay, cool. Both of you make me investigation-ish checks, whatever skill you have that you think is relevant here. I will say, if you want to try to gather information in other ways too, if you don't have something that's directly benefited by that, you're welcome to gather information in other ways. This is a little bit more open-ended at this point, so if you want to, like, try to talk to someone, look in buildings, look at their technology, whatever, there's other things that you can do besides just look at the dirt, you know?
I got a 5.
Okay, and you were looking for, particularly, like, for physical escape routes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Vinny, I'll take care of Zach's roll, and then we'll go to yours, okay?
Okay.
So you can think about it for a minute.
I'm trying to be casual about it. I'm not trying to just be like, I'm not like sitting there kicking the walls and be like, sturdy.
Okay, so this is what I'll give you. You can make 2 aspects, and you can seem kind of odd doing this, like you're staring at the walls going, sturdy. Or you can make 1 aspect, and I'll let you kind of tell me what you think this is that you could use later to benefit a roll. So, like, 1 and secretive, or 2 and you're looking kind of weird and someone might come up and talk to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want the secretive I'm going to go secretive, I think.
Okay, so you don't look suspicious while you're doing this.
Yeah, so I'm like looking at like dirt, but like I'm pretending to look at the dirt, but I'm inspecting other things.
So I'll give you 1 aspect and you can kind of decide what you want that to be.
How walled is the town? Like, what type of walls do they have?
It's like fairly thick concrete.
Okay. I think their gardens are in an area that is unwalled off with Maul's escape attempt. Like, it's where she blasted through. Did she blast through a wall?
She blasted through a part of the science building, but if you want to say that there is damage from Maul's escape, we could make that be true.
Yeah. I was thinking there was damage from their escape, and they've like put some like ramshackle boards up or something, so it's like still walled off, but it is much less impervious than a concrete slab.
So what I'll say is between like the base proper and the gardens, there is concrete wall, right? The gardens are not concrete walled off. They are just maybe fenced lightly, you know? There's an area of that is clearly damaged and has been quickly patched that leads into the gardens. So like as you're walking out to the gardens, you like notice, hey, there's a weak spot in the wall. So you can have the aspect of weak spot in the wall. All right, Fred, what are you looking for here?
So I'm actually gonna, I don't know if this would actually help or anything, but I was actually gonna go the guards that are following us. I'm actually gonna turn to them and ask them, hey, what do you guys produce the food you have here in this town?
They kind of like both stop and look very sheepish. One of them turns to the other and they both kind of stare at you. And then one of them shoves the other one forward and he kind of takes a step and he's like, our instructions are to not answer any questions, but simply to ensure that you do not cause a threat to this facility. That being said, and then he kind of like gestures to like at the moment the gates open, you can kind of see gardens growing over there. The food did come from over there.
Is it out of the front gate or?
So, settlement, there's a gate, and then there's their fields that they have full of crops that are now dying. The amount of crops it would take to sustain this many people is like non-trivial. You wouldn't be able to wall all that in.
Right. Are we allowed to go out there?
So long as you do not attempt to leave and you are under our supervision, yes.
All right, I guess let's go take a look.
After you. Or before you? Where do you want us? Like, we're
Ahead of us. Ahead of us.
Okay, we'll go first.
So you guys walk out there and they're kind of just standing there again, just sort of awkwardly looking at all the plants, and then at you expectantly, like, fix it.
Do you guys have people regularly tending these?
Lance's, puppets frequently work in the fields under his direction. That has been less successful lately.
And now we've locked up the one guy who's farming?
It is a temporary. Captain Lance is frequently detained due to inappropriate behavior.
Doesn't seem to really have an effect on him. You don't have to say that. I understand he might be your superior, but like, doesn't seem to really be working on him, right? It doesn't seem to be sticking. That's just me, like...
They both look extremely uncomfortable and kind of stare off in the middle distance. We're not supposed to provide you any other information to just keep you from doing anything you're not supposed to do.
No, I understand that. But did he tell you what happened on his last mission? I'm going to tell... do you want me to tell you a secret about Lance, why this is never going to work for him?
They are not answering, but they are kind of like glancing at you, you know?
Listening.
Okay, so last time, he got caught by these horrifying monsters, which I know officially... what did he say what he was, the guy's name? Is he an Admiral General?
He's a colonel.
Did he say what he was?
He is a colonel. He didn't say, but he is a colonel.
Your colonel might not believe this, but there are these weird artisan creatures who trapped Lance in a cage made of bone, where they were just going to sit and stare at him and watch him die slowly from starvation. So I don't think the slap on the wrist of putting him in a cage and feeding him and giving him a break to take a nap is really going to have the same impact, if you know what I mean.
That seems like something you should take up with our superiors, not with us. We have no opinions on Lance being imprisoned or not being imprisoned. This is the food, though. You can look at it. It's, that one's used to be green.
While Fred's, like, actually inspecting the food, can I try to, like, just keep small talking and trying to, like, build some rapport with these guys?
That depends. Either of you can try to do that. You can both try to talk to them. Do you want to try to get them to slip information, or do you want to try to learn about the plants? Both of these things are viable.
I was more aiming for getting them to feel at ease to let their guard down.
So probably them slipping information.
Okay.
So if we try to make a break for it, they're not, like, watching us like hawks.
Why do you want them to have their guard down?
I'm trying to get them to think of us positively enough, like, they'd never run away. We're friends. Why would they do that to me?
Oh, so you're trying to get them to, like, not pay attention to you anymore.
Is that like making an aspect?
Yeah.
That can be, yeah. Okay, Fred, what are you wanting to glean?
This is more what Vinny wants to do. This, in my mind, this is what I was thinking we would be doing, is trying to create dissent between them and the colonel, basically saying, isn't this stupid? Why is he in charge, kind of thing. But I don't know if that's what we're doing right now.
Did the colonel really say?
You can do that. Yeah, you can try to do that. No, I mean, what either of these things are going to be is a roll, and either of these things could succeed and fail. You just have to make a roll and then, like, try to do it.
You can go first, Vinny. I've already done something, so...
So roll first, and then we'll see what happens.
I'll have Cody let me make as many aspects as he will, you know? If he gives me 4 hours to sit here and roleplay with these awkward guards who don't want to talk because they might get in trouble, I'll sit here and make 4 hours worth of aspects.
It'll only help you in the future.
I am 1,000% looking forward to the conversation when we come back. And Julia's, what do you learn about the plans? We're like, absolutely not.
And Julia's like, my notes. I was counting on you.
See, I feel like I should actually pay attention to the crop so we actually have something to report so that we don't just get executed on the spot.
Juliet can science BS like the best of them.
I'm gonna level with you. Does Fred have any skill whatsoever? And literally, Fred canonically doesn't know how to garden because he's been, like, basically cheating his way out of work his entire life.
That is true.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
You literally are the least qualified person to look at the plants. You were like, gardening, ugh, I'm napping.
I mean, I can at least pay attention to what they look like so that maybe Juliet or Estelle can do something about it.
If you don't come back with any notes, that Caitlin is totally fine with that. So, like,
okay.
You know, Fred, do what Fred gonna do.
Yeah.
I do like Fred going and just, like, poking the plant, being like, yeah, seems bad.
Seems dead.
I mean, it seems a little odd to me that your commander, colonel, whatever his title is, he seems intent on keeping Lance locked up, but Lance seems to be the only one that cares about what's going on? Does that make sense to you? I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
Roll me some kind of, like, convince, you know.
Can I do rapport? It's not one I get to use very often.
Yeah, you can do rapport for sure. Yeah, definitely this could be rapport.
Haha. That is a 5.
Dang.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the same option I gave to Zach. Either this can be blunt, and you can get 2 potential aspects, or this can be a little bit more, like, finessed, and you can get 1 aspect.
I'm gonna do finessed. I don't want to, like, set them on edge immediately.
Okay. They kind of glance at each other and then glance at you. Lance is very aware and keyed into the issues that most of us face on a day-to-day basis. The Colonel is more concerned about the big picture operation of what this facility is meant to do and how it can benefit us back at home.
What are they meant to do?
What?
What are they meant to do? We're still really vague on that.
That is a good point.
So the Colonel hasn't told you?
What?
Well, if he hasn't told you, I don't know if I should be the one to tell you.
Probably Lance should be.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You know, I mum's the word, won't say anything. Forget I even spoke.
They both look confused.
Autumn starts poking at the plants.
Yeah, they're very dead. Lance was doing a good job of taking care of them, but then ever since the mushrooms, it hasn't been going as good anymore, and Colonel says not to worry about it, but Lance says that nothing can grow here anymore, and yeah, so...
Well, I mean, you know, Colonel knows best. Right, Fred?
Yeah, definitely seems like it.
Like, you know, if he wanted them to know, he would have told them.
I mean, maybe he doesn't know.
No, we told him, remember? We told him, and he said, I'll make sure everyone knows, but then he hasn't told them.
I've now lost track of what is going... We're supposed to be guarding you.
I mean, you're doing a great job. We haven't run away. We're not causing trouble.
Yeah, we're here. We're looking at plants.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you guys need? Like,
I can't think of anything, you know? Like, I mean, like, we're just here seeing how the plants are doing, and it is not well.
that's true. Well, I'm sure Lance can give you more information when he's finally released. Usually it's not long. It's not long that he's usually kept down, you know? It's just a little bit, because, you know, it feels like almost like he has to get in trouble when he keeps doing stuff that he's not supposed to, but... Okay, well... When you're done looking at the plants, just let us know and we can follow you back to either the lab where you're supposed to be working or, you know, the, one of the shelters that you can start living in for a little bit.
Yeah. Just like you'll just be living there for just a little bit. Goes back to poking the plants.
They both, like, look uncomfortably at each other, and we're gonna cut back to Estelle and Juliet. Estelle and Juliet, what are you up to all alone in this lab? In this lab, there's the lab itself. It's got, like, benches, machines. There's, like, a bed, clearly, that Lance has been sleeping in, some of his personal stuff. Downstairs, there's a bunch of, like, tarped-over equipment. And then there's, like, a locked room leading into, like, another area.
So I think Estelle, at least, like, was pretty honest about wanting to help with their food situation, because she's been suggesting that for a while now. I'm gonna get on I guess he's got a computer. I'm gonna see if Lance has been keeping track of anything on, like, in my head, I'm like, does he have, or am I able to access through the computer what the current food stores are, what he currently has planted,
Gotcha.
what anything that they could have data about. That's what I'm trying to pull.
Okay, love that. And, Juliet, what are you doing? So you got equipment in the room. You and Lance were running tests. You started having some positive trials on stuff that could potentially kill these mushrooms. Yeah, and then there's, lab equipment, downstairs, locked room.
This is boring, but I do really want to, like, figure out, like, synthesize something that's going to be effective. Because, like, once we escape, we're going to need to have that in hand.
No, that's fine. That's fine if that's the thing that you want to focus on the most right now.
Yeah.
Kaylin, this is boring. The thing that will save all of our lives. Real boring.
Yeah, I mean, like, Cody keeps mentioning details about the room. There's like a lot of things that we could be in looking into, but also we do need to do the thing that we came here to do.
No, both things are fine. So both of you make me some rolls.
Oof, that's terrible. Can I?
What did you roll?
I guess inquisitive?
Inquisitive would work, yeah.
I did research and I got a -2. And I'm thinking of re-rolling that. But then I'm out of fate points. What's a girl gotta do to get fate points around here?
I'll never tell.
Oh, I got plenty of fate points. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Mandy's figured out what she has to do to get fate points.
It wasn't bad, but have I? I'm unaware of what
I think she just hasn't used them.
I just haven't. Yeah, I'm unaware of what I did.
I'm getting in there every week and just giving you extra fate points. Every time we do something that I like in our personal life, I'm just like, extra fate points for me.
Okay, that's a +2 this time.
Oh, so you decided to use a fate point?
I did, yeah.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed because I actually had something planned for what, like, a bad thing was gonna happen.
No, this is like mission critical. I wanted to succeed on it.
It was going to be terrible. And, like, because -2 is terrible, and I'm like, something terrible was going to happen.
Deletes all the data. Yeah.
You broke the computer.
Oh no, it was gonna be worse than that. Okay, what did Estelle get?
+2.
+2. So both of those are fair. Okay. So Estelle, I don't think you're gonna get any kind of aspect for this, but you do find very meticulous notes that have been kept on the plant life that is growing around here. Lance's strategy is far more rigid than Smoky Banks. Like, what you guys are good at doing is adapting an environment and getting it to be a closed ecosystem, right? Like, that's what Smoky Banks was before it was moved. It's what you guys spent a lot of time developing, is like how to get every part of a system to feed back in and make like a loop that you can survive as part of, right?
Yeah.
They did not do that. So he does like monocropping until it dies and then switches monocropping until it dies. He tries to find other crops, monocrop them until they die. He was struggling before to grow food properly for a lot of reasons. They have a lot of really good technology, but it's like none of that magically makes plants grow, and you can only synthesize so much fertilizer until...
Okay. I'm assuming then he is not taking advantage of the fact that they are very close to a river.
I don't think directly, because, like, okay, they have a source of water, which is good, and maybe fishing, but
well, because realistically, I think what Estelle is good at is, like, in Smoky Banks, the hydroponic system was what she was good at.
Oh, yeah.
So recognizing that they aren't using that as even an option is, I think, already getting her wheels spinning. Also, just out of curiosity, how many people are there? Because I assume he's got like I need to feed X amount of people.
Yeah, so I want to say this settlement at a start was in the hundreds, like maybe a couple hundred people, like Smoky Banks being in the thousands.
Yeah, like soldiers, like 100 soldiers.
Yes. It is now down like below 50.
Oh, damn.
It is way depopulated. Like, the only reason they are surviving as well as they are is because the stores of food that they have were meant to go for a lot larger people, and they were farming for a lot more people than are now left alive.
Got it. Okay.
Like, the cataclysmic events that have happened to both of you, where Smoky Banks really hasn't had a lot of people die, they've only had a few, this has been, like, mass depopulation, particularly around the time Maul was there. Not because of Maul, but that was, like, it lined up.
Yeah.
And that you could see in, like, looking at reports of how much food was consumed, it is drastically dropped, but it is still dangerous how low it is. Like, how low their food production is compared to how many people are left there. Meanwhile, Juliet. Okay, so I'm trying to think about the right thing to do here with a fair attempt to kill mushrooms. Because you have the rats that are infected, right?
Yes.
And I think when we left off last time, you could make something that would like irritate their skin, like the patches of fungus on their skin.
Right. It was clearly, it was like partially working, but it was like clearly not an ideal sort of solution.
Yes.
So we were modifying from there. I don't like the look you're giving.
I'll say you're just like running trials, and this is like pretty grim work that you're doing here for a while as you, and this is a little bit Star Trek here, because like realistically these types of like synthesizing drugs would take a really long time, but we could, super science this a little bit. So you're like making variations, tracking what variations work well, like, oh, if I increase this amount of protein, it does better. If I do this, it does better. And then you get one that works. Like, pretty suddenly, you get one that when you give it to a rat, seemingly kills all of the fungus on that rat and leaves the rat alive.
Okay. So was I running like Sims and then I got something and then tried it? Is that kind of...
No, you would have had to been trying these on rats.
Is the whole time. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead rats.
Estelle, come look at this. And she like walks her through like her process and like the outcomes on this experiment.
There's like a glowing on a screen. There's like a, like a complicated large chemical symbol for some substance that's bad. I don't know. You know what I mean? You've seen a sci-fi movie where they have some serum in, chemical notation.
That's certainly way better than what we had even when we first started here. So it's completely gone as far as you can tell.
There seems to be no signs of it. I guess now, first of all, we need to make sure that the rat stays alive and this is not a temporary fix, and that the fungus doesn't come back, and also how to make this. She points to the chemical notation.
Yeah, how did you get it to that point in the first place?
What was I doing, Cody?
Would Juliet know how to replicate it?
Yeah, this is a replicatable thing. I mean, it would take time to make a lot of this, but you could, given the supplies that you have.
There's like technology in the building to make a lot of it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, and there, I agree. We should keep testing on the rats first, but it sounds like they do have a person here that we could do a trial run on once we feel more confident with the rat situation.
Right. But
I'm not saying do it right now.
Right. Yes, we have a lot of rats to go through and a lot of scientific protocols to go through before we even think about that.
Absolutely. I'm just saying that we have a potential to try to fix something here if we're confident in being able to do that. Otherwise, I guess we could just start spraying it at mushroom people who are aggressive if we have to leave suddenly.
Right. I mean, we have the equipment on the boat to disseminate this.
Ooh, you know what? If we have the time, maybe we should try to see if maybe Fred could use what they've got here to either make more or make something with the bigger area, bigger coverage.
That would be good.
I'm trying to think of things that they might have that we could take advantage of in our fight against the mushrooms.
If he's allowed access to that equipment, then definitely.
Yeah.
I'm going to start some more rat trials and start a larger batch of this going. And then I guess wait and see all the notes that Autumn and Fred bring back.
So as you just got this potential cure solution, serum, whatever, Fred and Autumn, you get back. So we'll kind of pick up with that. Y'all are back.
So there I was hanging. Julia, why are there so... I'll finish my story later, guys, and I walk into the room. Why are there so many dead rats? Like, That is all.
Did you just leave him in a pile? Apparently, Juliet's cleanliness just went out the window.
Protocol.
They might just like. I didn't say they were in a pile. I just don't think she has an incinerator sitting next to her.
Actually, they might have an incinerator for the sake of dealing with disposing of rats. I'll have to ask my friend that does rat testing what they do with the rats after testing.
The thing is, like, I don't think the incinerator is in the same literal space
That Lance would be sleeping in? Yeah.
I'm gonna ask my friend about this. I'll have a report for you guys next week on what happens.
I'm excited.
When actually, I'm gonna message her right now. Anyways, continue with the scene. I gotta send a quick message here.
Well, we've been doing a lot of trials, but we potentially have a solution. And she like starts to go into detail and then like stops when she sees like the blank look on your face. It seems to be going well. We're trying to replicate it and synthesize more of the solution. How was the gardens? What notes do you have for us?
They're very dead. Very dead.
What is the cause? Do they have some sort of blight?
I mean, they look wilted and not like they're growing well. I'm gonna level with you. I had other things on my mind.
Like what?
Getting out of here.
Oh, well, what did you find?
Well, we've been making a rapport with the guards out there, who I assume I know their names at this point, but the DM has not told me if they have them.
You didn't ask their names.
We had an afternoon where we were building rapport. I'm sure I got their names. Remember last arc where you're like, you're ruining my atmosphere by me and Caitlin going around like, I'm Juliet and I'm Anna. But we also found a weak point in the wall where we can probably sneak us and Guffy through.
All right. Well, once we have a bit more confidence in this serum, we can investigate that. I guess, do we want to go talk to Lance? I'm not sure what we might need to know from him that he could tell us while we're all being observed.
As you say that, you hear a chuckle from the door, and you turn over and see Lance that looks like he has been thrown down a flight of stairs. Like, he is beat up. What did you want to talk to me about?
Lance, your face?
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, not great. Turns out, my boss was not okay with me bringing you here. I don't know if you got that impression. I'm glad he didn't do anything to any of you.
I mean, he kind of not so subtly, well, initially was kind of trying to be subtle about it, but then when we kind of called him on his BS, he kind of said, yeah, you're here until I execute you. Basically.
No, he didn't do it right away, so that's something, I guess.
He kind of sucks, doesn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Have you ever thought of a violent coup? I hear they're in vogue right now, Lance.
I understand your point. I do get it. There was maybe a reason that I was very okay with helping you guys, because I understood the much worse version of the predicament that all of you were in. I can tell you firsthand the results of having someone who is not equipped or prepared to leading. It is devastating. A lot of people die. He kind of eases himself down into a chair, but what have all of you been up to while I've been rebuked for my wrongdoings?
Well, Autumn and I made some friends while we pretended to look at the garden. I mean, we looked at the garden. It's very dead.
Yes, it is, yeah.
How many different crops do you have, Lance?
I have seeds that we brought with us, and I just keep planting those in various rotations.
Okay, here's a question. How much would we know about our own society's history?
Yeah, you would have, like, more than we have of our own. You know what I mean? But certainly not less.
Okay. We kind of did that exact same thing, like, hundreds of years ago, and it devastated us. You gotta have variety. That's what we've learned. Like, we had basically one crop that all died, and it wrecked us.
I mean, we have more than one. We have, like, 4. It was sort of working before the mushrooms, okay? You know, it was kind of working.
Estelle, was it kind of working? You were the one looking at the notes.
It was kind of working. Here's the thing. We can definitely give you some advice on changing things around to actually help you guys not have completely failing crops when the mushrooms aren't a thing anymore. That's what I was taking a look at, is all of your numbers and kind of what we can do from there. I mean, I think you know, though, that the dealing with the mushrooms is gonna have to happen even if we do get your food production in a better place.
Yes, the mushrooms are a priority no matter what the good colonel says.
Speaking of which, I have a preliminary success on synthesizing a serum that might get rid of the mushrooms. And she, briefly runs him through the thing that she did that seemed to work.
You see his face kind of falls. You've tested this on rats, and it worked on rats.
Well, we've got some further ongoing trials on rats, but I did start a batch of the serum being produced in case that turns out well. I'm optimistic.
What do you foresee being the next step with this? We know it works on rats.
Well, she lowers her voice. She looks kind of around the room, remembering what Fred said about there being listening devices.
Well, we can just ask him. Are there listening devices around?
There were.
Well, ideally, we would take this serum with us and leave.
What do you mean by were?
Oh, I mean that I looped audio and play that back all the time, just ambient lab noises, and no one's noticed yet.
Okay, cool. So we're fine?
Right now, yeah, but just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean I'm wrong, just...
Oh, no, that's completely fair. I just wanted to make sure you said were, so I didn't know how much trouble we were in.
I did say were past tense. Lance hesitates again. I told you that there was a person here who was already infected, correct?
Yes, in that wing over there. She points to the locked door.
Oh, okay, by the way, I did just hear back from my friend that does rat testing. Absolutely, the rats are incinerated. Yeah, 100%.
In the same room. That's what I was asking.
I don't know. But it is certainly a way of dealing with it.
I figured they were incinerated. I just didn't think the incinerator was next to Lance's bed.
It doesn't have to be very big.
Well, the thing is, I don't think this is meant to be a bedroom. This is a laboratory that he put a bed in. So I would think the incinerator would be here in the lab.
I don't think incinerators are in labs. I think they're down the hall in labs.
Okay, it's in the next room over then.
But yes, you did mention that. Was it only one or a few? The colonel seemed to say there was only one.
There's one. There is one.
And they're comatose, right? Is that... I'm trying to remember what...
No, they are not. They are... He kind of points at the locked door in there.
Right, but what sort of state are they in?
Lucid?
I thought before you said they were not very responsive.
It's possible, Juliet, that I might have been lying to you.
Lance, what? We're on the same team here. You brought us here to work. If I don't have all the information, I can't help you.
Yeah, I know. Okay. That's fair. I'll tell you what. You're welcome to talk to her. But,
Are you going to give me any context? What is going on, Lance?
I'll let you make your own you're not in any danger, I guess.
See, you say that, but we've already had a conversation with the hive mind that is behind the mushroom thing. If they recognize Julietta, that's not necessarily a great thing.
I actually have a solution for that. And he gets out one of the masks that he uses for his dummies. And it is a full face mask. You can wear this.
How about you just tell me what's going on?
What's going on is the only person really left that I have to care about in this place is currently rather taken with the idea that working for this fungus is a good and right thing to do. So I am glad that you potentially have a cure. I don't believe that she will want it.
Here, quick question, Cody. What was the name of his girlfriend, for lack of a better term, that I...
Tira.
Oh, is it Tira?
Yes, it's Tira, yes. How do you know that name?
Oh, I mean, did I ever tell you about what my powers do? Can't remember if I have or not. Basically, I can see the history of an object. I saw the history of this thing, and he lifts the glove that Lance had given him.
You can see the history of an object, and you didn't think to tell me before I gave you something.
See, Lance, this is why.
Yeah, I get it.
This is why it's nice to share information. Like, maybe we could have helped each other.
Well, we're helping each other now. Yes, Tira's behind that door. She ate the mushrooms. She seems to be happy with that choice.
What sort of effect has it had on her?
Well, physically she looks a little different. Sort of similar to the rats, and her personality is acutely altered and seems to be now wholly fascinated with the mushrooms.
What sort of things has she been saying? Is there information that we can get about where they are located, what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are?
I don't think she's going to tell you that. I think she's going to try to convince you to eat the mushrooms. That was the majority of our conversations.
I think we found another messenger, Juliet.
You think that she's the same as the one in the ruins?
You said that they use tools and adapt and use tools, and I think they view us as ways to convert more people.
Sort of a seed propagating other seeds? Other
Yes.
plants and seeds?
I was going to say a traveling storyteller, but yeah, seeds.
All right, well, is there any other information that she's given?
Not to me directly, no. I kind of, it was upsetting to be around her, so... And he kind of points at the locked door. That was my solution to that.
I'm not surprised.
Do you have a better solution? I'm all ears.
I think Juliet has the better solution.
Which is what?
The antidote you made.
We're not just going to test that on her right now. We still have all of these other trials to do.
And also, I'm gonna guess she's not gonna want it.
How stable is she? Is she being slowly more consumed by mushrooms?
I haven't checked in a few days.
Okay. I guess we can go collect some data on her status, if that would be helpful.
You can do whatever you want, but you can leave me out of that part.
That's fine. So we shouldn't mention you at all, is what you're saying. Who should we say we are? Does it matter?
I don't care. Just let me... I don't want to know what you tell her. Okay?
Okay. I'm sorry, Lance.
He kind of stands up. He drops a key on the table and goes, "That'll open the door." Yeah, I guess do what you're going to do. I'll find you at your whatever. Did he give you one of the mini empty housing things that you can stay in?
Yup.
I'll see you there later tonight, I guess. And yeah, I mean, I know that this is optimistically speaking if we figure out this mushroom thing, but hey, any suggestions on farming that you have, I am all ears. And then he walks out.
Was that a corn joke?
Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.